Chris, what is our first main topic today?
Oh, this is the last time we're going to do that, John. This is from Darius. And history repeats itself. Did you guys see that G4 is getting shut down again? The thing was barely around a year. I'm kind of mixed about it because even though I hardly watched it, I loved the idea of it. I used to love the old G4 days and was kind of excited about its return. What do you guys think? And could something like G4 ever return again? Thanks.
All right, thanks for sending that in, Darius. And you know, I used to love G4. I mean, it was the one place that we could go anytime and I could turn it on and I knew there would be something geek-centric. Whether they're talking about video games or what was my real big thing was tech. That's where I first got exposed to Leo Laporte. I still follow his Twit network, stuff like that. They would talk all about computers and technology and stuff like that. And of course, video games. You had X-Play, and then, you know, they had the one that was produced in Canada too, and I can't remember the name of that one was. But I used to love that. It was something that filled a void that was not being filled elsewhere. But then YouTube got popular, and technology and gaming and all that kind of stuff became popular, and podcasts and all that kind of stuff. And it raised a question. And eventually you start seeing G4 losing their identity. Like suddenly they were playing cops like 7 hours a day.
Cheaters,
cops, bad
amazing
boys.
shows, by the way.
Amazing shows, by the way.
Cheating cops.
Emmy-winning stuff. It's just, they lost their identity. And eventually they got replaced by the Esquire network. That was short-lived as well. Then came word that they were going to revitalize it. And I remember it was just in 2020 that they announced it at Comic-Con, and everybody got excited. Not in 2019, but everybody got excited. The return of G4. But it seemed like everybody loved the idea of it. Nobody actually ever tried it or tuned in. Anyway, this comes from the folks over at Deadline who wrote the following. Comcast Spectre, which is the division that owned and relaunched the new G4 division, is pulling the plug on video game-centric network G4 TV, whose early incarnation in the 2000s remains a cultural touchstone for many millennials, just a year after its relaunch. In a memo set to be sent out to all employees, Spectre CEO Dave Scott explained that the company's investment and efforts to revive the network just didn't gain traction. The current iteration of G4 is smaller and less focused on traditional linear TV than was its predecessor. It has announced a programming slate including a revised version of the original G4 mainstays, Attack of the Show and X-Play, plus comedy boosted, Japanese competition series, Ninja Warrior, esports competitions, and Dungeons and Dragons limited series. All right, in principle, what they seem to be trying to build the new G4 around was sound. You get into that geek stuff, get into Dungeons and Dragons, get into the esports. Ninja Warrior was an interesting ad for that. Anyway, whatever. Not a lot of super athletic guys playing in the esports leagues, just mentioning, or playing Dungeons and Dragons for that matter. But yeah, so number one, not surprised. I literally, I don't know anybody that watched the new G4 at all once. I don't know. Ray, did you ever try it out? Did you ever check out the new G4? No comment on that from Ray. I never checked it out. I never heard anybody talking about it except for when there was like drama stuff going on. But other than that, the second part of the question is, can we see something like this trying again? It's going to be challenging in a world of Twitch and in a world of YouTube. It's going to be very, very challenging because like for my tech stuff, I don't wait for a weekly show to come on. I can go anytime to Linus, good Canadian kid, Unbox Therapy, another good Canadian kid, Marquise, who I'm sure probably has some Canadian heritage in him. So, I mean, I got all that to go to. Video game content? Are you kidding me? Like between Twitch and YouTube and everything else, there's ass loads of the stuff out there. We could use a little more Dungeons and Dragons stuff, but the good folks at Critical Role and others are doing their best to correct that. So it's gone. I'm not surprised. And I don't think anything else in that traditional TV format can come back and take its place. Anyway, Rob, you hear about, unsurprisingly, the demise of G4 again. Was this inevitable? And do you think something else like it could take its place?
Well, I mean, without wading into current controversies on the channel that you could look at on YouTube, ad infinitum, whatever, I think they had a fundamental problem. When G4 first came out, because YouTube and Twitch didn't exist, you could have scripted content with hosts, and you could have skits, and you could have all those things. with the rise of YouTube and Twitch, what the audience wants is a genuine, they want to know that people who are on this show or on the shows they watch are authentic. And the people with the fan channels, our channel, any channel that people watch that has developed an audience, the YouTube audience is us. It's people watching people that are like them. And when you're watching, you know, Olivia Munn doing a scripted thing on G4.
Because I always thought that when I saw Olivia Munn, she's like me.
Well,
That's the
no,
first
that
thought I
was
always
what I say
had.
is she wasn't. And you know, those shows were scripted programming, and they did the same thing. The one thing they didn't evolve with is they made their hosts, and they made all the people that ran those shows. It was all scripted.
Right. Yeah.
So we're beyond that. I mean, look, we do not work with a script. We work with topics, certainly, but we're speaking off the cuff. You're getting raw, uncut John Campea and the rest of us when you're on the show. And I think
For
that's
better or
what
worse.
For better or worse.
for better or for worse. But that's what people want. They want an authenticity. And I'll tell you something, when they're not getting it, you can see it immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what's happened. I mean, when you watch gamers, the best gamers, they know what they're talking about. Those tech channels, they're not, I mean, some people do write their own scripts, but it's them. It's because they're tech heads. You're watching people that know their shit, and you know if they know their shit or not because you know your shit. And that is something that the new G4 just didn't have. And I think that it was doomed from the beginning because that was an area that they did not evolve.
Do you think something like it could reemerge again?
No, because what's like it is on. Look, if you want to watch funny, weird sketches, you can watch Mr. Beast. If you want to watch tech channels, you go watch tech channels. If you want to watch, I honestly say this not just because I'm on the show right now. I think this show is the best entertainment news show on YouTube. You do the most amount of work in terms of prep. It's structured, yet we're still speaking off the cuff. We're still who we are. We're not, what you see is what you get. Somebody called me, I don't know if you saw, somebody made a video about us and said I was your old uncle that says uncouth things about women. I'm like, I don't do that, but okay,
Kinda do that.
I'll take it, you know. But I think that's what people want from YouTube.
You're our drunk uncle, but usually sober, which I thought was like,
Drunk
that's
uncle,
pretty
but
on the
usually
money.
sober.
You broke sober
So
October,
much
and I'm
for
still bitter.
well, at least it's authentic.
Off the cuff.
Listen, let me just say, it's great. No, but
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about that? The demise of G4 again. I literally have never spoken to anybody who's watched it. Have you? Did you ever check it out yourself? Do you think something else could, in the environment we're in today, come back to take its place? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month. And now for the plot twist. I'm just kidding. There isn't one. Mint Mobile just has premium wireless from $15 a month. There's no trapping you into a 2-year contract or opening the bill to find all these crazy fees. There's no luring you in with free subscriptions to streaming services that you'll forget to cancel and be charged full price for. With my old wireless provider, every month when I opened the bill, it was like playing roulette. I never knew how big the bill was going to be, and it always seemed to get bigger. With Mint Mobile, it's totally different. I know exactly how little I'm paying every month, and there's never any surprises. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or a family. And at Mint Mobile, families start at just 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And guys, you get to use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. So transferring over couldn't be easier. So to get premium wireless from just $15 a month and no unexpected plot twists, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. You'll make your wallet very happy at mintmobile.com/Campea.